Malaysia is one of the top 17 biodiversity-rich countries in the world. While terrestrial biodiversity often dominate the headlines, there remains much to be said about our marine biodiversity. In fact, Malaysia has significantly more marine areas than land, with an extensive coastline stretching up to almost 9,000 kilometers. Part of Malaysia's waters are also located in the Coral Triangle, an area with the highest diversity of corals and home to over 2,000 species of fish. This amazing diversity is increasingly threatened by human activities such as overfishing, unsustainable tourism, and land reclamation, amongst others. Hence, it is important that we have strong legal and regulatory mechanisms to protect this breathtaking diversity. Chief among them is the establishment of Marine Protected Areas, or MPAs for short. In general, MPAs are marine and coastal areas that are regulated and managed for conservation. In addition to achieving habitat conservation, effectively designed and managed MPAs can also conserve marine species and benefit the sustainable use of marine resources such as fisheries. MPAs are important to protect key marine ecosystems including coastal wetlands, seagrasses, and coral reefs, as well as marine species that rely on them. But what are the laws that govern MPAs in Malaysia, and how are they different across states? In Malaysia, laws to protect marine species and ecosystems could be either a federal or state law, depending on the scope and distribution of powers to make laws under the Federal Constitution. For Peninsular Malaysia, MPAs mostly take the form of either marine parks or fisheries prohibited areas that are gazetted under the Fisheries Act 1985 and managed by the Department of Fisheries. There are also several state laws across Peninsular Malaysia, under which state parks may be established, and in Terengganu, turtle sanctuaries can and have been established under the Turtle Enactment. In Sarawak, the MPAs are established under the National Park and Reserve Ordinance 1998 and managed by the Sarawak Forestry Corporation. In Sabah, the Sabah Parks Board manages and regulates the 6 marine parks established under the Parks Enactment 1984. Additionally, Sugut Islands Marine Conservation Area (SIMCA) is established as a marine conservation area under the Wildlife Conservation Enactment 1997. It is often thought that MPAs generally only benefit marine biodiversity and ecosystems. However, in adopting an inclusive approach to conservation, local communities and economy can enjoy benefits. Healthy marine ecosystems often attract tourism, promotes regeneration and sustains population of fish stocks, and provides subject for scientific research and development. Rules and management measures are, however, needed to safeguard sensitive marine ecosystems, and MPAs can be an effective tool to achieve shared benefits. An inclusive approach would require a consultative and participatory process where local communities not only consent to the establishment of MPAs but also partake in the planning, implementation, and management of the MPA. Local coastal communities have had a long-standing relationship with the seas and its natural resources, and some communities have been engaged in managing and conserving natural resources. Legal and management measures are now increasingly seen to adopt a co-management approach. For example, in Sabah, the Tun Mustafa Park was established in 2016 with the aim of functioning as a multiple-use park with designated zones for conservation, community use, and other uses. More recently, the Protocol Laut Berungus, one of the first coastal marine community protocols in Sabah, Malaysia, was officially launched in March 2022. This protocol, which was developed collaboratively between the coastal communities, NGO, and local governments, represents a significant accomplishment for the Berungus communities in Pita, Sabah, as it not only recognizes the conservation and management efforts of the community for the past decades, but also the right of the community to continue doing so. When conservation is collaborative, inclusive, and management effective, we can build resilient ecosystems and communities. It is important that there is increased cooperation between governments, civil society, and local communities to establish more MPAs in the future. Your support can go a long way. As members of society and beneficiaries of healthy seas, it is important to stay informed about our local marine biodiversity, the locations, do's and don'ts within MPAs, and emerging plans for the establishment of new MPAs. With knowledge comes the power to act. We can speak up for our seas act appropriately when visiting an MPA, and participate in the MPA establishment consultation processes. Taking care of our marine environment today could mean a future where we can all live in harmony with nature. Not everyone can do everything, but everyone can do something to make a difference. Dr. Sylvia Earle.